finally open. Tonight is no ordinary night, and when you wake up in the morning, nothing may seem the same as before, because this is not just a new moon. This is a door opening in the depths of the universe, a silent, invisible portal that affects all of reality. And that portal opened tonight. The new moon rises in Cancer on June 25th. But its energy has already been activated. Can you feel it? An unexplainable restlessness within you, an indescribable pull, a feeling of heaviness in your chest. Perhaps you woke up for no reason in the middle of the night. Perhaps you couldn't sleep. This is the effect of the waves entering your soul's energy field, because a door has opened, both in the sky and within you. I'll touch on what this portal takes from you and which areas it opens up shortly. Take the time to read until the end. If you truly feel ready for this transformation, right now, write 777 in the comments. This will be the symbol of your intention to align energetically with the universe. Now take a deep breath. The real change is beginning now. Tonight, the stars are not ordinary. The Sun, Moon, and Jupiter are aligned on the same line, at the same time, in the same heartbeat. Each carries a different energy, life force, intuition, and expansion. This triple conjunction is an extremely rare cosmic alignment that occurs only once every 12 years. Ancient astrologers referred to such an alignment as the celestial coronation, recording such nights as moments when miracles are born. The darkness of the night is the most powerful arena for this transformation, because night is a frequency range where the mind quiets down, where the heart, intuition, and spirit become more audible. And that is precisely why this portal opened at night. Something happened while you were sleeping. Even if you weren't aware of it, certain codes within you were activated. Your energy field was updated. Your spirit was awakened to recall an ancient wisdom. You will wake up in the morning, and something inside you will be different. Perhaps everything will look the same from the outside, but you will feel different. Nothing is the same anymore. Time will slow down a bit, emotions will be deeper, and coincidences will be more frequent. This is a sign that your soul has changed its frequency. The transformation that began in the darkness of night will begin to become visible with the light of day. Cancer is the sign of emotions, the inner world, and a sense of belonging in astrology. This new moon is not just an intention, but an emotional reset, an inner purification, the recent random surfacing of old memories, the reopening of old wounds and childhood memories. None of this is a coincidence. This is the inner oceans receding, preparing you for a deep cleansing. This new moon is a beginning, but the emotional surge that precedes it is a test. Perhaps you cried, perhaps you felt alone for no reason. But none of this is weakness. This is your emotions realigning in the quantum field. Your heart now has a greater capacity for knowing. You are not just feeling, you are sensing. Behind this transformation lies a massive energy, Jupiter Cazimi. On June 24th, just one day before the new moon, Jupiter settled into the very heart of the Sun. This special alignment is called Cazimi and represents the moment when a planet's energy peaks. Tonight, Jupiter's wisdom and abundance energy merged with the Sun's life force, meaning abundance, vision, and expansion are now directly aligned with your heart. This is one of those moments when the universe is clearly saying, if you're ready, take it. But this taking will not be through mental effort, but through the clarity of your heart. If you truly know what you want and feel it with your whole being, the energy of tonight has already planted its seed in the universe. By morning, with the first light, that seed will begin to sprout. This is one of those moments when the universe clearly tells you, if you're ready, take it. But this taking will not happen through mental effort, but through the clarity of your heart. If you truly know what you want, and if you feel that desire in every cell of your body, the energy of tonight has already planted its seed in the universe. With the first light of dawn, that seed will begin to sprout, but that sprout grows silently. And that is why, on the morning of May 25th, you must wake up alone. This morning is different for you. Even though everything may seem familiar, when you look within, nothing will feel the same as before. Because the portal that opened last night did not just open in the sky, but also within you. And that portal is still open. So today, if possible, stay in silence. Stay with yourself. Conversations, distractions, and daily hustle and bustle can hinder your connection with this pure energy. This morning, it is your heart that wants to speak, not your mind, and your heart has not been this open in a very long time. The new moon portal does not open doors. It forces the closed ones open, and the place that is being forced open the most right now is your emotional memory. This energy awakens emotions you thought you had forgotten with your conscious mind. Suppressed anger, suppressed grief, disappointments you haven't even admitted to yourself. They are all coming to the surface because they can no longer stay there. This is not a cleansing, it is a release. Your soul cannot rise without leaving its old burdens behind. That is why it is pushing, it is challenging, because there are still things you are holding on to, identities that do not belong to you, roles that others have imposed on you, patterns that no longer fit. This energy asks, are you really ready to let go? And if you are ready, some things will begin to fall away from you naturally this morning. This portal also challenges the illusion of security. The artificial balance you have created to feel safe may no longer be carrying you. This energy is pushing you out of false security zones and forcing you to trust your own inner compass, because it is time to live rooted from within, not relying on external supports. This portal doesn't just challenge, it also opens. And what is opening right now is the door to intuitive knowledge. This is not an idea, it is a feeling. You are beginning to perceive the truth underlying everything. Not seeing, but knowing. This is new. This is fresh, and it is very powerful. Another thing that is opening is the deeper layers of your heart. A compassion, an acceptance, a state of self-remembrance that you couldn't reach before. It's as if a part of you that you've forgotten for years is returning. This is your true self. That part that has been fragmented, suppressed, and forgotten over the years is now taking its place again. And this is also a door to creation, but not with mental wish lists, with intentions that come from the heart, combined with emotion. So pay attention to how you feel this morning, because that feeling will determine the creative power of the coming weeks, the invisible burdens, the energies your soul has been carrying, but whose time has now passed. Perhaps from a past life, perhaps from childhood, perhaps something you've been carrying since you were in your mother's womb. As of tonight, they have begun to dissolve. Perhaps you cried for no reason. Perhaps you suddenly felt lighter. Perhaps the usual things suddenly seemed meaningless. These were the old layers dissolving from your energy body. In addition, this portal is taking away the cycles that slow you down, the patterns that cause you to experience the same things over and over again, to break down in the same place, to go around in the same dead ends, are now beginning to crack. You may not even be aware of it, but as of today, that cycle has been broken. There may now be a new ending to that recurring story. What is this portal testing you with? Your courage to be alone with yourself. Your power to go through your feelings, whether or not to trust what you sense. And most of all, whether you are ready or not. Because this morning, you didn't wake up as your old self. But you haven't fully settled into your new self yet. You're in between. This gap is very thin, very fragile, and very powerful. The decisions you make here will determine your energetic direction. So before you speak today, feel. Before you act, listen. Before you react, wait. Perhaps you are alone. But this loneliness is not abandonment. It is an inner passage, and everyone must pass through this door alone. Even if no one is by your side, something is accompanying you within. That thing is your inner light. This morning, you will hear it. You are not the only one who will wake up this morning. Something has changed in the fabric of the universe. An invisible but perceptible shift has taken place. Time, matter, and consciousness have fractured at a very fine point. And now, nothing will ever be quite the same again. The door in the sky is opened, but passing through it is not just a matter of wanting to, but of being ready. This is not a passage, but a threshold. And every threshold first requires a little loneliness, a little silence, and a little uncertainty. The energy that begins today does not flow in a straight line. It is a spiral movement. It bends time and pulls you into it like an old memory. Suddenly, an event you experienced in the past comes to mind. You remember a scent for no reason. You see a face in a dream, someone you've never met before but think you know. These are not coincidences. When the portal opens, consciousness expands, not only forward but in all directions. What is, what will be, and what has been find you at the same time. That's why strange feelings, calls you can't make sense of, and inspiration without cause will begin to test you. The power of this new moon is not just emotional. It works on the root codes of your spiritual structure. Because Cancer carries not only feelings, but also memories. The first fear, the first joy, the first sense of belonging in your mother's womb. All of these are encoded in this sign. And now, those codes are being rewritten. Some will feel stuck in the past these days. Old loves, unfinished stories, a sentence heard in childhood. All of them may surface at once, but they are not returning to cause you pain. They are returning to take you away from yourself and bring you back. Remember, the soul sometimes has to revisit the past in order to heal. This is not a repetition. It is the resolution of the same cycle on a new plane. And during this process, a change begins to take place. Your heart grows silently, but this growth is not visible from the outside. Without understanding what is happening, one morning you realize that you no longer think the same way. You no longer feel the same way. Your reactions have changed. A distance has formed within you, but it is not a cold distance. It is a wise depth. Life's touch now feels more subtle, slower, and more meaningful. The universe is weaving a pattern for you right now, but the threads are invisible to the eye. They can only be felt with the heart. That's why these days you must navigate not with your mind, but with your intuition, because this portal offers you guidance through feeling, not through reason. Instead of making plans, you must listen quietly. What wants to come, what wants to go, what is still resisting, all of it is whispered between the lines of your inner voice. What you need to pay attention to in this process is no longer clarity. It is your capacity to be comfortable with uncertainty. Because this portal will not show you anything completely, but it will make you feel everything. And finding your way within these feelings activates a kind of inner compass. That compass is calling you to uncharted territories, to the unknown. And the space that opens up within the unknown is called your new field. Many of you will feel a sense of dissolution these days, as if something is being pulled out of you. Perhaps your attachment to a person, perhaps your devotion to a belief, perhaps a definition you carry about yourself. This pulling creates a void, and most people confuse this void with fear. But this void is actually a sacred space. Without this void, the new cannot come. And right in the middle of this emptiness, a new piece begins to move toward you. Perhaps an idea, perhaps a path, perhaps a person. But first, you must make room for it. The portal is doing this. It is clearing, simplifying, lightening. So if something is leaving you these days, know that it is not a loss, but an opening. So if something is missing from you these days, know that it is more of an opening than a loss. Because this energy calls not only what is, but also what should be. And everything that should be demands an empty space beforehand. You are in that space now. And this space is a harbinger of something much greater than it appears. The thing being pulled out of you may have been a sense of security you've held onto for years. Perhaps it was the illusion of belonging that wasn't truly yours. Perhaps a commitment that has lost its meaning. This dissolution is your soul saying, "I no longer belong here." The mind perceives this as loss, but the soul recognizes it as liberation. Because true transformation begins not by gaining something, but by something leaving you. And now, what is being abandoned is not only you, but also what holds you back. This is a mutual release, an invisible but completely palpable dissolution that takes place on an energetic level. That is why, these days, an old friendship may crack, a connection may silently break, the reality of a dream may give way to something else. Do not resist, because this is the universe's way of communicating with you. In this emptiness, something is being rebuilt, but not at a pace the mind can comprehend. Every night in sleep, every moment of silence, every sigh, the invisible layers of the soul are being reweaved. Perhaps nothing visible will seem to change, but the silent difference, growing within, will transform everything. Because the purpose of this portal is not to make you new. It is to return you to yourself, to help you remember, to shed light on the point where you forgot who you are. So these days, as your mind seeks answers, your heart turns towards silence. And in that silence, you begin to hear your own melody again, a vibration, an inner echo. The source of that sound is not outside, but within. And this portal has opened so you can hear that sound again. In this process of reweaving, your relationship with time will also change. Perhaps everything will feel slower, deeper, and more impactful, because you are no longer walking along the old timeline. Unconsciously, you have shifted to a different rhythm, a different flow, and this flow carries you not only toward the future, but also into the timeless realm within you. Most people imagine the new as the emergence of something external, a new job, a new relationship, a new environment. But the new that this portal opens up first appears in the invisible realm. First, your perception changes, then your body's responses, then, over time, your feelings, and finally, the external reality takes shape. So saying it's not happening, for things you can't see, immediately pushes that energy away. What is happening right now is the construction of a new inner space. And the purer this space is, the clearer what comes into it will be. So if you still feel blurry, indecisive, or fragile these days, it's okay. The past is dissolving within this blurriness. New strength is taking shape within this fragility. And this indecision actually shows that old decisions no longer carry you. Nothing is wrong. Everything is uncertain as it should be. Pay attention to the inner signs that come during this period. Perhaps a word keeps repeating in your mind. Perhaps a dream tries to tell you something every night. through the same theme. Perhaps a sentence you hear on the street suddenly changes all your thoughts. These are not ordinary. This portal works with intuition. It speaks when the mind is silent. So even though it may seem like nothing is happening physically these days, in reality, the most is happening right now. For those who ask, how can we align with this new moon portal? We ask that you take just 2 more minutes, because with just a few days left until July, conscious alignment with this powerful energy is essential. This is not just an astrological event, it is a spiritual shift. If you can accompany this shift internally, the coming cycle will not only be different for you, but much deeper and more meaningful. This alignment doesn't require grand actions, rituals, or complex practices. In fact, quite the opposite. It begins with simplifying, slowing down, and making space for your inner voice. There are things you can do tonight or immediately after reading this text. A few small but deeply impactful steps. First, silence. Give yourself a few minutes of absolute silence. During this time, do nothing. Don't try to solve anything. Just be with yourself. In this silence, the energy of the new moon will find you, because this energy follows inner clarity, not noise. Second, water. Cancer is associated with the element of water, and right now, you're in the midst of an invisible tide washing over your inner world. You can take a warm shower, wash your hands with cold water, or drink a glass of water and release your intention into it. Saying, "I release," is enough. Water is ready to take away the emotions you cannot carry right now. Third, write, but not a list. Don't just write what's on your mind. Write what's in your heart. Maybe just a single word. Maybe a meaningless sentence. Your soul can flow directly onto the paper right now. What you write may carry clues about your future. Fourth, ask questions. But don't expect the answer to come from your mind, but from the universe. Close your eyes and ask, what is being shown to me right now? Just ask. You may not get the answer right away, but that question creates a vibration in the universe, and the answer will come to you in its own time, in its own form, maybe in a dream, maybe in an encounter, maybe in a sigh. And finally, let go of intention. This new moon portal works through alignment rather than desire. So instead of making a wish, try saying this sentence, "I am ready. Whatever is meant for me, let it come." This sentence is not a surrender, but a declaration of power. It is allowing your path to open up. It is letting go of control and trusting your intuition. This Cancer new moon is opening a portal that will elevate your consciousness to higher dimensions. This consciousness does not merely call you to an inner transformation. It also begins to draw you toward new people, new paths, and new connections. And this pull will take you beyond what you are accustomed to, because this energy wants to break you away from old stories, to free you from bonds that no longer serve you. You will feel this more clearly in the coming days. An invisible distance will form between you and some people. Maybe nothing happened, but something broke. Maybe it just doesn't feel right anymore to talk, to continue, to hold on. You may feel that filling these gaps will take time, but they will be filled, and in ways much different than you imagine, because this consciousness will bring you together with people who reflect you. You will encounter faces you've never seen before, but feel as though you've known for ages, and glances where souls silently recognize each other. New connections will be formed, not only with people, but also with ideas, directions, paths, and life itself. It's as if an invisible force is pushing you toward a direction you've never dared to walk before. That direction will be the threshold to your new life. Now the door is closing silently, but something inside remains open forever. That thing is the connection between you and the universe. Everything is beginning now. and you are at the very center of this beginning. If this message reached you before tomorrow, know that it is no coincidence. The universe placed it before you so you could hear it at the right time. Because you found these words at the moment, you were ready for this change. Perhaps you had been waiting for a long time, but you didn't know what you were waiting for. This was the answer. Everything is unfolding as it should, and you are not a random passenger on this journey. You are a conscious creator. The time has come. Thank you for reading this message with your heart. See you in the next video.